Welcome back to the China Law 101 video series. I'm your host, Edgar Choi from Law in a Minute. In today's episode, we will be talking about landlord issues, mainly on what to do if your landlord refuses to return your deposit. When you rent an apartment in China, you are required to provide a deposit of at least 1 month's rent or 2 months' rent if the apartment is expensive. At the end of the rental period, you are entitled to receive your deposit back as long as you return the apartment in good condition. Unfortunately, some landlords may refuse to return the deposit or make unreasonable deductions from it. There are two types of landlords in China. The average landlord, who owns several properties, and the second landlord, who leases the property from the original landlord for a lower price and redecorates it with his own money in order to earn a profit from the difference. Second landlords are typically more likely to deduct your deposit. If your deposit is not a significant amount of money, it may not be worth suing the landlord. Instead, there are 4 measures that you can take to protect yourself if you encounter such a scenario. First, before signing the rental contract, add a clause stating that the deposit will be used in place of the last 1 or 2 months' rent. This way, you do not have to depend on the landlord to return a deposit after the lease. However, you should also be cautious of a clause that some landlords may slip in the contract, which states that if you do not find a new tenant, the deposit will be deducted. Second, when preparing to move out, ask the landlord to return your deposit on the last day when they inspect your apartment. If the landlord refuses to return the deposit, you can refuse to leave and live in the apartment until you have used up the deposit. Be prepared for potential conflict and change the locks to prevent the landlord from entering the apartment with a spare key. If the landlord calls the police, rest assured knowing that you are complying with the law. You can also call the police yourself by dialing 110. Third, involve various governmental agencies such as the Property Management Office, Police, Tax Bureau, and Fire Department. Rent is considered income and should be taxed accordingly. If landlords have not reported their rental income to the Tax Bureau, they may face legal consequences. The hotline for the Tax Bureau is 12366. Similarly, before an apartment can be rented out, it must conform to fire regulations, such as having fire extinguishers and unobstructed doors. Involving the fire department can also cause trouble for stingy landlords. Their hotline is 16119. In conclusion, these measures can help protect you from unfair practices by a landlord when it comes to returning a deposit. It's important to remember that you have rights and should take steps to protect yourself when renting in China. This is the end of today's video, and I hope you've enjoyed my content. Let me know about your thoughts in the comment section below, and stay tuned for our next episode on whether or not you can leave and return to China on a stay visa.